If I could write a letter to my 45-year-old self, it would begin with a simple instruction. Put down the running shoes, just for a moment, and pick up a dumbbell. My younger self would be confused. She lived on long, meditative runs through the park. She believed, with a certain kind of virtuous conviction, that her heart was the only muscle that truly mattered. She was fit, she was healthy, and she assumed this path would carry her smoothly into her later years. She was wrong. When we talk about what we wish we had known earlier, the conversation often circles back to one central pillar: strength. Not just the strength to open a jar, but the profound systemic strength that comes from having healthy muscle tissue. For decades, the research overwhelmingly confirms this. We now understand that sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, begins as early as our 30s. The rate of decline is not trivial, a loss of 3 to 8% per decade, and this rate can accelerate after age 60. This isn't just a cosmetic issue. A landmark 2017 study in the journal Current Opinion in Clinical Nutrition and Metabolic Care described skeletal muscle as a critical metabolic organ. Healthy muscle is our body's largest storage site for glucose. When we have less muscle, we have less room to put the sugar from our food, which contributes to insulin resistance and raises the risk for type 2 diabetes. That long run my younger self loved? It was excellent for her heart, but it did little to combat the slow, silent erosion of her muscle. This loss of muscle becomes particularly urgent for women during the perimenopausal transition. Researchers at institutions like the North American Menopause Society have highlighted how the rapid decline in estrogen, typically beginning in the mid-40s, significantly speeds up muscle and bone loss. It is a physiological turning point. The hormonal signals that once helped maintain muscle mass are fading. At the same time, the risk profile for cardiovascular disease begins to change, and not always in ways that are obvious. For many women, the first sign of heart disease is not the classic chest-clutching pain, but rather fatigue, shortness of breath, or jaw pain, symptoms easily dismissed as stress or simply getting older. This is why a singular focus on cardiovascular endurance without an equal focus on strength and comprehensive screening can leave us vulnerable. My 45-year-old self believed her excellent cholesterol numbers and love for running made her invincible. She did not understand the architecture that held her up was slowly weakening, or that the plumbing of her heart needed a closer look as she aged. So, what should my younger self have actually done? What should we be doing now? First, embrace resistance training. And by that, I mean lifting weight that is challenging for you. The goal is 2 to 3 sessions per week, focusing on the entire body. You do not need a complicated routine. A program built on foundational movements like squats, deadlifts or hip hinges, overhead presses and rows will stimulate nearly every muscle in your body. And heavy is a relative term. It means a weight that you can only lift for perhaps 6 to 10 repetitions with good form. This is the stimulus that signals your body to build, or at least preserve, precious muscle and bone density. Second, fuel that work. We now know that older adults have higher protein needs to stimulate muscle growth. The science suggests a target of 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, spaced throughout the day. For a 150-pound person, that is roughly 80 to 110 grams of protein daily. Third, Be proactive about cardiac screening. Go beyond the standard cholesterol panel. Have a conversation with your physician about a coronary artery calcium score, or KAC score. This is a simple CAT scan of the heart that measures the amount of calcified plaque in your arteries. The American Heart Association and an increasing number of cardiologists view it as a powerful predictor of future cardiac events, especially for those with risk factors or a family history. A score of 0 is excellent. A higher score does not mean disaster. It means knowledge. It provides a starting point for an informed conversation with your doctor about lifestyle, medication, and management. The most common mistake we make is believing that the activities that kept us healthy in our 30s and 40s are sufficient for our 60s and 70s. They are not. The body's needs change. Many of us, especially women, still fear that lifting heavy weights will make us bulky. This is a myth. Due to our hormonal profile, it is exceptionally difficult to build large, bulky muscle. What you will build is dense, strong, metabolically active tissue that protects your bones, supports your balance, and helps regulate your blood sugar. Another pitfall is outsourcing our health entirely. We wait for a doctor to tell us what to do, but you are the one who lives in your body every day. You can be the one to initiate the conversation about a CAC score, or seek out a qualified trainer to learn proper lifting form. This is your agency. My younger self did not know any of this, but my 68-year-old self does. Her morning runs are now shorter, more joyful sprints. She spends more time in the gym, feeling the satisfying tension of a heavy lift. She knows her CAC score, and she eats with the express purpose of fueling her strength. She would tell her younger self that there is no finish line for fitness. It is not a race you win by 50. It is a structure you build thoughtfully and deliberately so that you can inhabit your life with strength and freedom for all the years that follow. We thank you for spending this time with us. This has been the Companion Podcast. If you found this useful, please subscribe to our publication and share this episode with someone you love.